Picture this, late 2024. The world's attention is locked on a single board, the global economy. President Trump returns, not just as a politician, but as a grandmaster making his opening move in a high-stakes game of chess. His first gambit? A sweeping 10% tariff on all imports from China, sending shockwaves through every corner of the international marketplace. From smartphones to sneakers, no piece is left untouched. The stated reason? Fentanyl. But the real game is much bigger. The administration claims these tariffs will force China's hand on the opioid crisis. But the move is about leverage, about power on the board. Tariffs are a blunt instrument, and every player, businesses, workers, consumers, feels the pressure. China responds with practiced calm. We've played this game before, no one wins a trade war. By spring 2025, Trump escalates, threatening tariffs up to 104% on Chinese goods. The stakes rise with every move. This isn't just a tax, it's a near ban, a bold play to block Chinese products from the US market. The threat expands to Vietnam and Cambodia, signaling a new strategy: redraw the global trade map, one move at a time. America is shifting the pieces, forcing allies and rivals alike to rethink their positions. The world's leaders and markets react. Every decision now a calculated risk. Millions of jobs and livelihoods hang in the balance as the board grows more complex. The initial 10% tariff? Just the opening move, a test of China's resolve. When China holds steady, Trump doubles down, upping the ante and forcing the next play. It's classic Trump, bold, unpredictable, and disruptive, leaving the world scrambling to anticipate his next move. Economists, business owners, and everyday shoppers are left guessing, what's the next strategy? Markets tremble, headlines explode, the tension is palpable. This is no ordinary trade dispute, it's a global chess match, with every move worth billions. The world watches, breath held, as the US and China face off once again. The drama is bigger, the stakes higher, and the fallout could reshape the world. Every move now matters, not just for politicians but for everyone who buys, sells, or makes anything. The opening shot has been fired, the game is on, the world waits, watching for the next move in this high-stakes contest. Trump's tariff war has begun, a global chess game with everything on the line. China isn't backing down. If the US wants a fight, Beijing is ready. In response to Trump's tariff threats, China slaps 34% tariffs on American goods, soybeans, cars, you name it. Trump fires back, threatening even higher tariffs. But China's arsenal goes beyond tariffs. They let the yuan weaken, making Chinese exports cheaper and blunting the impact of US tariffs. They launch anti-monopoly probes into US tech giants, making life harder for American companies in China. And they threaten to restrict exports of rare earth metals, vital for everything from smartphones to military tech. When markets panic, China's state-owned giants step in to stabilize stocks, showing their unique power to manage chaos. The message: China can endure pain and won't be bullied. This isn't just a trade spat, it's a strategic long-term contest. China flexes its economic muscle, signaling it's in for the long haul. The dragon isn't just breathing fire, it's playing chess. The world sees a new kind of economic warfare with both sides digging in. The escalation is real, and the stakes are global. While the US and China clash, the EU is caught in the crossfire. Trump targets Europe too, threatening to hike tariffs on EU goods from 1.47% to over 15%. German cars, French wine, Italian cheese, all suddenly at risk in their biggest market. Enter Mark Carney, the EU's economic strategist and former Bank of England governor. Carney isn't a politician, he's the EU's economic Gandalf, guiding strategy behind the scenes. The EU's first instinct is to retaliate, drawing up tariffs on American products. But Carney urges caution. A tit-for-tat war would hurt both sides. He knows Trump's style: start extreme, then negotiate. Carney's advice: don't punch back wildly, be smarter, more patient. The EU's challenge: protect its economy without triggering a global meltdown. Carney's approach is clear: outthink, not outshout, the US. The EU prepares for a high-stakes chess match, not a brawl. With Carney's guidance, Europe looks for a way to defend itself without escalating the conflict. The next move could change everything. The EU, guided by Carney, uses economic judo, turning Trump's aggression against him. Trump announces tariffs, but includes a 90-day pause. The EU seizes the opportunity. Instead of retaliating, Brussels suspends its own countermeasures, looking like the calm adult in the room. This buys time to analyze, coordinate, and prepare. The EU projects quiet confidence armed with data. A trade war would hurt the US more than Europe. US GDP could drop 0.7%, the EU just 0.3%. Even Germany's hit is manageable. By publicizing these numbers, the EU sends a message. Are you sure you want this fight? The EU's internal market cushions the blow, making it less vulnerable than it seems. Carney's strategy: negotiate from strength, not fear. The EU refuses to be intimidated, showing resolve without escalation. It's a masterclass in turning defense into offense. Trump is forced to reconsider. His threats no longer have the same bite. The EU's patience and unity pay off, shifting the balance. The world sees a new model for handling economic bullies. The chess game continues, but Europe is no longer on the defensive. The power of strategy beats the power of bluster. When giants clash, the world economy trembles. Trump's tariff escalation sends global markets into a tailspin. Stock indices from Shanghai to New York plunge, billions wiped out in hours. China's market is hit hardest, but the pain spreads everywhere. US companies like Apple and Boeing, deeply tied to China, see profits threatened. The tariffs create chaos for manufacturers, exporters, and investors. Uncertainty paralyzes business decisions: where to build, who to hire, what to sell. Decades of global supply chains are thrown into disarray. The volatility isn't just numbers on a screen, it's real-world disruption. Companies scramble to adapt, but the costs are huge. The market rollercoaster reflects the chaos unleashed by the trade war. The world economy is now hostage to political brinkmanship. Tariffs aren't just headlines, they hit real people. The US imports $438 billion from China, exports $143 billion back. The deficit is huge, but so is the relationship. Tariffs mean higher prices for American consumers. TVs, toys, car parts all cost more. It's a hidden tax, squeezing families already battling inflation. The very workers tariffs aim to protect end up paying the price. In China, the pain is just as real. Factories face shutdowns, jobs are lost, and social stability is threatened. China's property crisis and youth unemployment worsen under tariff pressure. The gamble? Can China absorb the pain without cracking? Meanwhile, Europe faces a flood of cheap Chinese goods diverted from the US. European producers risk being undercut, sparking new trade disputes. The collateral damage spreads, no one is immune. The US-China fight creates ripple effects across the globe. Every tariff has a human cost, from factory workers to families at the checkout. The global economy is interconnected, and everyone pays when trade wars erupt. The fallout is real, and it's everywhere. Every war needs a reason. For Trump's tariffs, it's fentanyl. The administration claims tariffs will force China to stop exporting chemicals for the deadly opioid. It's a powerful narrative. Who can argue against fighting fentanyl? But China points to recent cooperation with the US on this issue. Joint investigations and tighter controls were already in place. Critics say the fentanyl crisis is a convenient excuse for a broader trade agenda. By tying tariffs to fentanyl, the US raises the stakes, turning an economic dispute into a matter of national honor for China. This makes compromise harder, pushing both sides further apart. The justification may be political, but the consequences are very real. September 2025. The world waits, uncertain. This trade war feels more chaotic than the last. No clear goals, no end in sight. Trump and Xi aren't talking, only tariffs and threats fill the silence. Experts warn the US may be underestimating China's resilience. China can absorb pain, retaliate in creative ways, and play the long game. The risk: the US triggers a response that hurts its own economy and security. The EU's 90-day pause could lead to new alliances, or just delay more conflict. The global trading system hangs in the balance. We're all spectators in a high-stakes chess match with no clear outcome. The final moves are unwritten, and the world holds its breath.